Hi guys, so last year when the clapping for the NHS began and you had Boris Johnson and his fiancée standing on the steps of Downing Street clapping for the NHS, I was cynical at the time. I felt that this was just a distraction. Instead of actually clapping for people, you need to pay them decent wages. And it's come to a head now that the health minister, Nadine Dorris, is saying that, well, I'm sorry, NHS staff, you may have put your lives on the line over the last year, but we can't afford to pay you more than 1%. 1%. It's about £6 a week. Now, of course, her reasoning is probably we can't afford it because we've handed over £37 billion to Dido Harding, who's put it somewhere. She hasn't invested it in something that actually works. We've handed over hundreds of millions of pounds to friends and donors of the Conservative Party to produce PPE that wasn't fit for purpose. So we have no money left. We're sorry, NHS staff. How about another clap? Let's hear what she had to say.
After everything doctors and nurses have done for us over the last year, the sacrifices they've made, is a 1% pay increase enough?
Well, of course, we recognise the sacrifice and the commitment and the vocation of nurses and all.
We understand. Of course, yeah. How do you understand or recognise it? You recognise it by paying them the money that they deserve. Maybe you think they deserve less than 1% even.
Health workers over the past year, we've all been touched by or personally experienced by help from NHS workers. But I think it's important to note that the priority of the government has been about protecting people's livelihoods, about continuing the furlough scheme, about fighting the pandemic. And we've put huge effort into that. And we did not want nurses to go unrecognised or doctors, and no other public sector employee is receiving a pay rise. There has been a pay freeze. But the 1% offer is the most we think we can afford, which we have put forward to the pay review body.
1%, £6 a week. That's all we can afford. You know, when Boris Johnson was pissing money away on Brexit propaganda, nobody within the Conservative Party said, well, maybe we shouldn't be wasting all this money. But that was okay. Hundreds of millions of pounds spent on get ready for Brexit, and then it turned out to be a waste of money because businesses were not prepared for Brexit. The government were not prepared for Brexit. A bloody coin, £10 million spent on a bloody coin for Brexit. And now they're saying, I'm sorry, we don't have any money left.
That will be discussed. We will wait for feedback from unions and other health sector stakeholders and see where we move to on this. But the 1% is what the government can afford. It's what the offer is. And, it would be wrong to say that a single person in the government does not appreciate the effort of nurses. We absolutely do.
This is a bloody slap in the face. £6 a week. Yes, you've put your life on the line. We gave you a clap. Oh, you want some money? Well, okay, here's £6 a week. This is a disgrace. Now, I'm not finished yet. I want to show you Nadine Dorris's... well, first of all, before we get to her voting record, I want to show you the salaries. Now, remember that Nadine Dorris is an MP, and she earns about between £70,000 and £80,000 a year. Okay, but because she's a minister for health, she's actually getting more money than that. Now, these are the salaries for the fiscal year of 2020-2021. For example, you have here the Prime Minister, £79,000 a year. So Boris Johnson gets his salary as an MP, and he gets the salary of £79,000 a year as Prime Minister. So I can't find health minister here, but the closest I think is perhaps it is minister of state, which is £82,000. So if I'm correct here, Nadine Dorris is earning £160,000 a year. And she thinks that, well, for the NHS, an extra £6 a week should keep you going. You should be satisfied with that. Because the government doesn't have any money left, we're sorry. Well, just to understand how she generally votes, she said we care about them, we we're considering their plight. We understand what they have, sacrificed over the last year. This is her voting record. Consistently voted against raising welfare benefits, at least in line with prices. So she doesn't care about the poor. She doesn't care about the working class. Almost always voted against paying higher benefits over longer periods for those unable to work due to illness or disability. And this is you can probably predict most of these. Generally voted for reducing housing benefit, generally voted for a reduction in spending on welfare benefits, consistently voted against spending public money to create guaranteed jobs for young people. Okay, so you can see here that she doesn't care about poor people. She doesn't care about the working class. And she doesn't care about the NHS staff. If the government truly cared about them, they would say, let's give them a 10% pay increase. Or even a 5%, or somewhere, in that ballpark. No, a 1% pay increase. And this is the position the government are starting from. So it's a negotiation. So it may increase a little bit, it may go down a little bit, but we're not talking about a huge difference here. The unions need to stamp their feet here. Doctors and nurses, I think, should go on strike. Because this is unacceptable. A 1% pay increase. £6 a week. I said it before, it's a slap in the face. These Tory MPs, the Tory party in general, don't give a crap about the NHS. They don't give a crap about the staff who put their lives on the line. Boris Johnson went into intensive care. And I truly believed, and I'm stupid because I actually believed this at the time, I believed that Boris Johnson would come out after experiencing, a desperate situation. He was close to death. He was saved by the NHS. And he mentioned 2 members of staff. I truly believed after that he would have a road to Damascus experience, conversion. And he would say, no, we need to look after these people. I'm going to fight for these people. These people have saved my life. They deserve as much as much as we can give them. But I was wrong. Just as soon as he left hospital, it went back into Tory mode. There was no road to Damascus experience. He did not convert from the dark side to the light side. He didn't give a crap about the NHS staff. And this is a perfect demonstration of what the Tories are. How they truly view the people working on the front line. Because a clap costs nothing. But a clap will not pay the bills. A clap will not pay your mortgage or your rent. Or put food on the table. I don't know if this is part of a bigger plan just to sell off the NHS. But it's on this day, it's a slap in the face to the people who have put their lives on the line day in and day out. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot. I want to say a big thank you to all of my patrons. You ensure that this channel continues to exist. I'm eternally grateful for all of your support. If you join Patreon, you will receive instant access to our Discord server, where we have both audio and video chats. You can chat with me and other patrons, where we discuss important and non-important issues. Becoming a patron per month costs about the same as a large coffee, so why not check it out?